Good morning. In last lecture, we have seen group, abelian group, order of group. Now, today's lecture, we shall see some properties of a group. We have stated these properties as a lemma. Now, first property is the identity element of a group G is unique. To prove this, we shall consider G dot is a group. Now we have to prove that identity element is unique. To prove that identity element is unique, if possible, we assume that E1 belongs to G and E2 belongs to G are two identities of the group G. As we want to prove that identity element is unique, we have to prove E1 is equals to E2. Now, by the definition of identity element, we have E1 dot E2 is equals to. Now, we shall consider E2 as identity element. Then E1 dot E2 is equals to E1. Here, E2 is identity. It is identity. Again, E1 dot E2 is equals to. Now we shall consider E1 as identity. Then by definition of identity element, if we consider E1 as identity, then E1 dot E2 will become E2. Here E1 is identity. Now if we consider this as the first equation, this as the second equation, then left hand side are same, and from equation 1 and 2 right hand side must be same, means this implies E1 is equals to E2. That means two identity elements E1 and E2 are equal, means that in a group G there exists a unique identity element. Okay. Now, second property is every element of the group G has unique inverse. Every element of a group G has unique inverse. Means we shall consider that A belongs to G is any element of the group G. To prove that this element has a unique inverse in G, we shall assume that x1 and x2 are two inverses in G, are two inverses of A in G. Then by the definition of inverse, we get, at first consider x1 as an inverse, then A dot x1 is equals to x1 dot A is equals to E, where A is the identity element of the group G. Now consider x2 as the inverse of A. Then again by the definition of inverse, we get A dot x2 is equals to x2 dot A is equals to E, where B is again identity element of the group G. Our assumption is that the element A belongs to G has two inverses x1 and x2. We have to prove that there exists a unique inverse. That means we have to prove that x1 is equals to x2. Now consider x1. This x1 can be written as x1 dot E is the identity element, therefore x1 dot E can be written as x1. This is equals to, now value of E from this equation, value of E from this equation is E is equals to A dot x2, means I am putting this as x1 dot E means A dot x2. A dot x2 from this equation. Now we can apply the associative property, and this can be written as x1 dot A dot x2. But by first equation, x1 dot, this one, x1 dot is equals to E. Now put that value here. This will become E dot x2. But E is the identity element, and therefore E dot x2 is equals to x2. That means we get x1 is equals to x2. Means by taking x1 and x2 are two inverses of the element A belongs to Z, we are able to prove that x1 is equals to x2. That means A has a unique inverse. Means in general, every element of the group G has a unique inverse in G. Okay, that means identity element in a group G is also unique. That is first property. Second is every element of the group G has only one inverse. Unique inverse means has only one inverse. Now we shall try to prove third. For every A belongs to Z, A inverse, its inverse is equals to A. That means when we take 2 times inverse of any element of the group G, we get the same element. This is the property. Now by the definition of inverse, for any A belongs to G, there exists B belongs to G such that A dot B is equals to B dot A is equals to E. Here is the identity element. We have written this equation by using the definition of inverse element. Now we have to prove that 2 times inverse is the same element. Now by the symmetry of these, that means A dot B is equals to E, also B dot A is equals to E. Here we have A inverse is equals to B. Also B dot A is equals to E, that means B inverse is equals to A. That means A and B are inverses of each other. Inverse of A is B, inverse of B is A. Now put the value of B from 1 in equation 2. Value of B is A inverse. We have to replace this B by A inverse. Means putting the value of B from equation 1 in equation 2, we get B means A inverse and this inverse is equals to A. Means what we get? Inverse of inverse is same element. This is the required property. Means when we take 2 times the inverse of any element, we get the same element. For example, consider the group I plus. Then 5 inverse is equals to minus 5. Remember this, with respect to addition, inverse of any element is its negative element. And we have to take its inverse again. My 5 inverse, its inverse. 5 inverse is minus 5. And its negative is plus 5. That means inverse of inverse is same element. This is true for any group G. Then fourth. Now proofs are simple, but you have to remember the definition of group, all four conditions of the definition of group. Then fourth, here if we consider any two elements A and B belongs to group G, then A dot B inverse means inverse of product of any two elements of the group G is equals to product of their inverses taken in reverse order. Product of their inverses taken in reverse order. This is a property. Now for that purpose we consider A and B belongs to G. As A and B are elements of the group G, every element of the group G has a inverse by the fourth condition of definition. That means this implies A inverse and B inverse both belongs to G. Now we have A dot B dot B inverse dot A inverse is equals to, now consider this expression, A dot B inverse dot A inverse. Now apply the associative property because they are same binary operation. By associative property it can be written as A dot B dot B inverse dot A inverse by associative property. Associative property means only change the bracket. We have taken these two elements in one bracket. Then A dot, now here B and B inverse, their product is identity element because they are inverses of each other, and therefore this is A dot E dot A inverse, or it can be written as A dot E dot A inverse by associative property. Now A dot E is the identity element, therefore its value is A dot A inverse. A dot A inverse, and its value is E. That means we get A dot B inverse dot A inverse is equals to E. Now we shall prove the same condition by taking a reverse order. I am proving here B inverse dot A inverse dot A dot B. Now this is equals to B inverse, apply the associative property, B inverse dot A inverse dot A dot B. These two elements taken in one bracket. That means by applying associative property, which can be written as B inverse. Now what is the value of A inverse dot A? They are inverses of each other, and therefore its value is E dot B. Again it can be written as B inverse dot E dot B by associative property, and B inverse dot E is B inverse dot B. These are inverses of each other, therefore its value is E. That means we are able to prove that A dot B dot B inverse dot A inverse is equals to E, and value of this E is equals to B inverse dot A inverse dot A dot B, and value of both expression is equals to E. Okay, that means here right hand side are same, that is identity element, therefore these two left hand side must be equal, and this its value is equals to E. Now this is same as A dot A inverse is equals to A inverse dot A is equals to E. Compare with this. If this is true, we say that A inverse is inverse of A. This is the definition of inverse, and therefore by the definition of inverse, this implies the B inverse dot A inverse is the inverse of A dot B, inverse of A dot B, and it can be written as A dot B inverse is this element is equals to B inverse dot A inverse. This is the required result. Means when we take the inverse of product of two elements, then its value is product of their inverses taken in reverse order. Okay. For example, if we consider I plus is a group of integers, then first property, the identity element of Z is unique. Now with respect to addition, 0 is the identity element. 0 is the identity element, and this is a unique. There is no other element in I satisfy the same property, means it is unique. Every element has unique inverse. Inverse of 5 is 5. There is no other inverse in the same set. Okay. These are the proofs of the lemma. Now we shall see some other lemma. Suppose that G is a group and A and B are any two elements of G, then the equations A dot X is equal to B and Y dot A is equals to B has unique solutions, of X and Y in Z. This is a lemma. There are two equations, that was A dot X is equals to B. And we have to prove that this equation has unique solution for X in G. Means consider the equation. A dot X is equal to B at first part. Okay. At first we have to prove that this equation has a solution at first. Means existence. Means solution of this equation is exists. At first we shall prove this. Now as A belongs to G, since A belongs to G, as G is a group, its inverse also belongs to G. That means A inverse belongs to G. Then multiplying on left of this equation by A inverse, we get A inverse dot A dot X is equals to A inverse dot B. We have multiplied A inverse by both sides on left, A inverse. Then binary operation is same, dot. We can apply the associative property. Therefore, it can be written as A inverse dot A. Associative property means change the bracket. Dot X. Right hand side as it is. A inverse dot B. As these are the inverses of each other. Therefore, its value is E, identity element. A dot X is equals to A inverse dot B. And as E is the identity element, by the definition of identity element, we have X is equals to A inverse dot B. This is the solution. That means the equation A dot X is equals to B has a solution A inverse dot B in G. Because A inverse belongs to G, B also belongs to G, by closure property, A inverse dot B also belongs to G. But we have to prove that this solution is unique. If the solution exists, it is unique. There is no other solution. To prove the uniqueness, we shall assume that there exist two solutions. In this equation, A dot X is equals to B has two solutions, x1 and x2 in G. Suppose this. As x1 is a solution, this equation must be satisfied by x1. That means we can write A dot x1 is equals to B. x2 is also solution, therefore equation also satisfied by x2. That is A dot x2 is equals to B. And now observe these two equations. Right hand sides are same. And therefore these two equations together implies A dot x1 is equals to A dot x2. Again, A belongs to G implies A inverse belongs to G, and multiplying on left by A inverse A dot x1 is equals to A inverse A dot x2. Now apply the associative property, change the bracket. A inverse dot A dot x1 is equals to A inverse dot A dot x2. This is E dot x1 is equals to E dot x2. E is the identity element. This implies x1 is equals to x2. That means there exists a unique solution. Solution is A inverse dot B, and this solution is unique. Similarly, we can prove the equation y dot A is equal to B also has unique solution for y in G. Now you can try for this by a similar method. Then last property is cancellation laws. We shall consider this law as a lemma. Let A, U and W belongs to G. Then A dot U is equals to A dot W implies U is equals to W. And second, U dot A is equals to W dot A implies U is equals to W. These two laws are called as a cancellation laws, because this gives U is equal to W. That means just we have cancelled A on left side, and that's why it is also called as left cancellation law. In here we have cancelled this A on right side, therefore it is called as a right cancellation law. Proof is very simple. Just we multiply by inverse of A on both sides. Since A belongs to G, therefore its inverse also exists in G, because G is a group. And now consider A dot U is equals to A dot W. This implies we just multiply on left by A inverse. A inverse dot A dot U is equals to A inverse dot A dot W. Okay? What we have to do? Now apply the associative property. A inverse dot A dot U is equals to A inverse dot A dot W. This is equals to A inverse is E dot U is equals to E dot W, and this implies U is equals to W. That is A dot U is equal to A dot W implies U is equal to W. This is a left cancellation law. And proof of second is same. Only you have to multiply this A inverse on right of this equation, and by similar manner we can prove that this implies U is equal to W. Now these are the properties of group. Whenever we require these properties which are used in next articles. Now today we stop with these properties. Thank you.